Good evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jesse Hawila talking about the arrival of Arctic air, our first real shot of cold air of the season, really cold air. Here's what's going to happen. The cold front's going to move through the Dallas-Fort Worth area early Sunday morning. We'll start the day at 64 degrees. So it's actually going to be a lot warmer to start the day than it will be to finish. By the time we get all the way to Monday morning, it'll be down to 24 degrees with wind chill values anywhere from 9 degrees to 15 degrees across all of North Texas. So the Red River counties will certainly have wind chills colder than those in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or south of I-20, but we're all tapping into the Arctic air. A big swing in temperatures throughout the day Sunday. Temperatures only go down throughout the day Sunday. Now, as we take a look at this at the time of the recording, you can see there's a lot of very cold Arctic air bottled up to the north. A piece of that energy will break to the south, and that's going to bring us the cold air that will actually stick around for a while. Now, this first shot of Arctic air that arrives Sunday is not bringing us precipitation. However, it may stick around long enough and time out just right with a disturbance that'll be out here in the southwest that may actually bring us a little bit of wintry weather by the end of next week. We're talking Thursday and Friday of next week. So in the meantime, it's just going to be cold and dry. The winter weather conditions, the winter storm, is actually for areas like Kansas City, Wichita, over to St. Louis, Indianapolis, Cincinnati. There's going to be an ice storm in parts of southern Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. This is a swath of very heavy snow, sleet, and ice. We are not tapping into that, okay? So for us here in North Texas, we'll stay cloudy. We may see even a couple rumbles of thunder very early on when the Arctic front arrives, but the better chance to see thunderstorms will be in East Texas. The thunderstorms will be along the cold front, and this storm system is just now getting its act together. So that will drag in the Arctic air. Again, that cold front arrives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Right now, expectation is about 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. That's when temperatures will really plummet throughout the day. But again, the snow already starting in Kansas City. Let's take a look at Timecast. As we go through Saturday night, we stay cloudy. We might have a little bit of drizzle or some patchy fog. That's certainly not out of the question. Now, we'll start very early Sunday morning in the middle 60s. I said, the 7 o'clock temperature is going to be around 64. The 5 a.m. temperature may be even warmer than that, 65 degrees. There's the Arctic front. You see there's a chance for a couple little showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder right along or ahead of that cold front. So there it is at 5 a.m. There's the cold front passing through. The thunderstorms stay east of North Texas. Okay, that's going to be so areas like East Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, they'll have the better chance for thunderstorms. I'm pausing now at 7 p.m. on Sunday. The coldest air of the season will arrive. The temperature 34 at 7 p.m. We continue to plummet from there. We'll be at freezing and then well below freezing by the time we get to early Monday morning. And it will linger for a little while. So what's Sunday looking like? How's it shaping up? Well, again, we'll start the day off much warmer at 64 degrees. The winds it'll be blustery. We'll have winds out of the northwest, 20 to 40. There may be some gusts of 45 up to 50 at times as this Arctic air arrives. So that 48 degrees at 11 a.m. when the cold front is sweeping through will feel like 40. Then we go into the evening. That 40 will feel like 30. There's your wind chill factor at 5 p.m. By 7, 9, and 11, we're in the 30s. We're at freezing by 9. Wind chill factor 18 to 21 degrees late Sunday evening. It'll just get colder from there by Monday morning. That's when we'll have those wind chill values anywhere from 9 degrees to 15 degrees. So it's going to be brutally cold to start the work week. Now, I know a lot of North Texas schools don't go back on Monday. Good news, I guess. But the problem is this cold air, similar cold, will last Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning. So these are your Monday morning lows. Nowhere near a record, by the way. I want to make sure that we emphasize that we get this kind of cold every single year. This isn't a surprise. This is not unheard of by any stretch of anybody's imagination. The normal low is 36, so we're running, about 10 to 15 degrees colder than that Monday morning, but nowhere near the record, which is 11, set back in 1912. So we'll be at 22 in McKinney early Monday morning, low 20s along the Red River, mid 20s to the south of I-20. That's where, again, the winds and the cold temperatures align. Is Monday morning. That's when they'll align. That's why we have those cold wind chills of 9 in Decatur, 9 in Bowie early Monday morning, 14 in Dallas. It'll feel like 11 in McKinney, 12 in Terrell. It'll feel like 12 in Granbury, 12 in Mineral Wells, 15 in Corsicana, 10 Greenville, Sulphur Springs, and Mineola. And like I said, it's not the only cold morning. We'll have 23 Tuesday morning. We'll have 26 Wednesday morning. Thursday, Friday will still be at or below freezing. So very cold. The only difference, and it will be a difference maker for sure, is the winds will be stronger here rather than having strong winds every single day of the week. So that's why the wind chills are going to be much colder. Again, these are nowhere near records. These are the records for those days. 11, 12, 7. So we're not near that, but it's going to be cold enough to complain, I suppose. We're not going to spend a ton of time below freezing, by the way. We'll be at 32 degrees, so it's not pipe bursting weather. I want to emphasize that too. You want to make sure to go ahead and take the precautions. Why not? Because it's going to stay cold for a while. It's still January. We still have February to get through, but it'll be 32 degrees by 9 p.m. We'll go down to our low of 25 early Monday morning, and we'll spend about 14 hours below freezing before we crack freezing 11 o'clock in the morning on Monday. That's nowhere near the record, by the way. The record is 295 hours set back in 1983. And if you're watching this and you lived here in Dallas in 1983, you might remember this was a year that White Rock Lake actually froze solid enough that you could walk on it. A lot of pictures exist from 1983 of people walking on White Rock Lake. Now, high temperature wise, it's going to be very cold. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s, low 40s. And there could even be some wintry weather on the way by the end of next work week. I'm going to talk about that right now. Tonight's going to be 60 with patchy fog and drizzle. Tomorrow, 64. Temperatures just fall all day. The 14-day forecast, there's our WFAA weather alert day, 39 the high on Monday, upper 30s all the way through the Cotton Bowl. And you see Thursday and Friday, this could be very tricky. And I'm very interested in this storm system all of a sudden. All of the data keeps coming more in line with the chance for a wintry mix or some snow here in North Texas. The temperature's a little bit colder now. We're going to watch this one very carefully because any subtle shift means a big difference in who sees what. Thursday night and Friday especially. That is January 9th and 10th. Here's a quick map of what we're expecting, and we'll talk more about this as we go throughout the weekend and certainly next week. Areas like Waco, Mexia, Palestine, Nacogdoches, mainly rain Thursday and Friday. Dallas, Fort Worth, areas along I-20, a wintry mix of snow and sleet. That's what seems to be the most likely outcome. And then mainly snow from US 380 to the north. This is very early on. And why do I tell you that? And why am I emphasizing that? Because what we're seeing is the trend is up in the chance of precipitation during this cold snap, okay, for Thursday and Friday. Nailing down location, and I've worked in the Midwest for years, and these winter storms are really, really tricky because subtle little shifts in track can mean the difference in everything. If the upper level low responsible for this takes a little bit of a farther south jog, then the snow line comes down. If it goes a little bit farther north or it slows down, then we're allowing more warm air to lift into North Texas, and then we transition to more rain. As it stands, right now it looks like the Dallas-Fort Worth area stays in a wintry scenario, but again, this is really important right here. Really uncertain when it comes to location and type right now. We do have, again, higher chances and higher confidence in precip, and it's too early to discuss accumulation. Make sure you stick with us. We'll have updates all week long. It could be an interesting end to next week.